That's pretty cool
That is so
to
cool.
see you.
Perfect timing for us.
It was, wasn't it?
Self-guided tour, okay?
Straight up the stairs, there's an elevator around to the right. You're welcome. Good morning, welcome. Enjoy the tour. Nice to have you with us. Enjoy. Straight up the stairs, self-guided.
Whatever, but y'all gonna be staying with one of them now.
Alright, well, I'll let her know. Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
Oh, this is all the food set.
these are all offices. I don't know.
I don't know if it's all of them, but it starts at the Model T. Oh, they used to have it, but not anymore. Yeah, in Drum.
That's pretty cool to
That is so cool.
see him.
Perfect timing for us.
It was, wasn't it? What's through here?
I don't know.
Maybe. maybe.
Like factory in here.
Yeah, it does. What's your next vacation? Where y'all going?
Disney World. Little kids going off to college. I'm going to Disney World.
Wonder what is this over here? This is interesting.
I mean, this looks like a whole factory.
It does.
Are they going to do some manufacturing in
Are
here?
you gonna show us a little? Oh wow! Look at that.
ഇത് സ്റ്റുഡിയോ ആണോ
Things like this, we don't like this. We like this. We're working really well with this, and then we'll bring that data back in house and we'll make these changes. Let that influence our next model. With the exterior, we'll start off with usually a styrofoam model. So if you look underneath these are all made out of styrofoam. So it's basically like Legos. We'll take all the we'll take the building blocks of the styrofoam, we'll glue it all together, and it'll go over to our mills. Behind the glass over here, you'll see there's really big white boxes back there. Really big mills. That is one of the reasons that the ceiling is so high, because those mills have to get into this building. We can mill and move a semi through this building. So if they want to mill out a full-scale semi, we can in this building. So that's one of the reasons our ceilings are so high. From there, we'll do a foam model. So a lot of these models, this will look like foam. Now you can't really get a lot of fidelity with a styrofoam model. So what they'll do is they'll take a look at those and like, yeah, I think we like this. Or if we don't, they'll turn around, they'll take this surface, they'll mill it down, maybe up to 2 inches. Once they do that, it'll go to a clay modeling department. So what you see in front of you is actually that clay. That clay modeling department will take that clay. It's kind of like Play-Doh. A lot of kids come by and go, "Hey, it's Play-Doh." Same thing. It's just high temp. So they put that clay in an oven. The clay modelers take it out of there, and they're in a hurry. They want to pack all that clay onto that styrofoam. Behind us in the elevator is one of those models where they just got done packing all the clay on that styrofoam. From there, it's going to go back into one of those large mills, or something smaller like this. We have different varying of mills. So that's all order of operation and what needs to be done now. From there, we do a initial mill. So if you think about it, we want to get detail out of this, but we can't get a bunch of clay off with something that's very fine detail. So they'll use a large bit, get off the bulk of the clay. Once that's done, then we'll come over here to a finished model. So this is all done by machine. There's been a little bit of, you can see the hood is a little bit smoother. That's actually been smoothed out by our clay modeling team. Once these are done, these can, with the new building, we're all centrally located with the shops and the studios. So now, in the old PDC building, it would take an hour or two to get from one end of the building to the other, or to a new building altogether. Here, we go right in an elevator. All the studios are located above us. So within 15 minutes, this can go up the elevator, be in a studio, and in for a review. Now, something very interesting about the studios upstairs is we have the ability to light a studio as if it's outside. If you want cloudy weather, if you want a sunny day, if you want any kind of atmospheric effect that's going to be casting a shadow on this car, it can be viewed upstairs in those studios. From there, once that's finished, they go, "We like this." We'll move on to building what's called an IO, or an inside-outside model. It's a model that the customer can get into and see the inside and the outside as if it's the real thing. While we're doing these clays, so this would be the extent of an outside development. At the same time, we're building an inside development. So whereas those mills will work on this clay,
or those clay will also be milling out styrofoam. Well, different kinds of foam. So this is all foam. From here, we can use this, the same mills that mill this out, can mill out this property here. This is all individually milled or grown pieces. If things are too complicated, too thin, too complex, we'll actually 3D print them. So once that's done, we'll do the same process that we're doing with the outside of the car, we'll do for the inside. We'll build an entire model like this with the shops here. We have 6 main shops, and now we're adding subdivisions in all those shops. So now we have a paint shop, a plastic shop, a wood shop that you see here, a metal shop that is over here, and a trim shop. We also have a milling department that does all of our milling. We have an e-tech, which with new technologies and advancements, people want to see functioning vehicles sooner. So when you get into your car and your screens change, they make the little schematics across the screen or the flashing lights and things like that. Now we can put that into something that's not even real yet, that doesn't have a wiring harness. They are making custom wiring harnesses for these vehicles to make the insides of them autonomous, just like a real vehicle would be. So these don't have that. We may have screens, they won't be lit. This is kind of the initial process. So then these will go to market research, and they'll open up to the public and say, we don't like this, or we really like this. We'll take that data, we'll make the changes we need to this. Now, once the exterior has been completed and the interior is going to be completed, we're going to create those IOs. The structure right here is underneath those original clay models. We're going to use the same structure for the actual property. This is where more of the shops get involved as a whole. We have a structure like this. It's going to go over to our wood shop. They're going to build the base structure. They're going to build the floor out of wood. They're going to build like a box frame underneath the model. From there, it's going to go over to our metal shop. That metal shop is going to give all your framing, your hinges, so the doors, things that swing, the top. It's going to have a metal framework underneath it so everything can be attached to it. From there, we're going to get parts milled out. It's going to go back to this same process for the interior. We're going to build a dash. We're going to wrap it with materials. We can mill it out of foam, or we can 3D print our parts. From there, when you go, if anybody's ever been to an auto show, a Detroit auto show, you see those cars, they're sitting up on pedestals. They look like they're 100% real, but they've got a rope around them. There's a reason for that, because they're not actually real. So a lot of times you get people who go past those barriers, they'll go up, I want to look inside the car. They grab a hold of the door handle comes right off because they think it's real. It's not. A lot of times those models are dummy models. We have progressed to the point where now door handles will work. These models are more high fidelity models. So you get into the car, you can move the seats, everything works inside the car except for your heating and air conditioning. I wish they could do that. That'd be pretty cool. But not really a need when you're inside, right? So from there, that's kind of how we build an entire process of a car. It's the biggest compliment when people start pulling our vehicles apart because they don't realize that they're fake. And a lot of them are. Does anybody have any questions?
How many models do you make? Scale, how many different scale? 1, 2, 3.
We usually don't do too much small scale anymore unless it's a specialty program. Yeah, like a specialty thing like this, or somebody wants to do a quick prototype of, hey, does this even have any validity? We do have, when it's something like this is actually a 1-to-1 scale. So there's a lot of information that can be made from this, aerodynamics and things like that on a 1-to-1 scale. I did forget to mention we also have a scanning department. When we build these models, we have to be within 5 millimeters of design intent. So when they put it in their computer and we produce it, we make it from scratch, it has to be within that tolerance of what they said it was in the computer. So that way when the customer does get in it and they go, my knees are hitting the dash, my knees are hitting the seat in front of me. Well, it's in the data and we know exactly where the problem is and we can change it. It's not, we wasn't made to specification. So then also when they do these models, they can scan this and they can scale it. And if something has changed in this, we can capture it and bring it into a real property.
How many prototypes do you create on a yearly basis as opposed to how many are actually accepted?
You'll normally usually hear about the prototypes. They're usually, you know, if a specialty program, I can't really say, oh, we do 3 a year. It kind of goes up and down depending on what, like, so we did a GT3 prototype when the stock car racing was getting back involved, or we did the L100 to advertise all the new technology that was out there. So it's not really based on that, but we do a lot of prototyping. We usually do a couple iterations going through a program that might go into production.
What is the time limit from design to production?
I can't really comment on from design to production, but we can put out once the design is done, we can put out one of these models in about 3 months. So from scratch, from data to a full functioning, you can get in and out of it model in about 3 months.
And then what from prototype to regular production of the vehicle?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah, so that is the next step that I'm unaware of. So once we do, so we are held to such tight tolerances that once we get a model done, it will go on to production, like a pre-production, and then that's out of our hands, but they will actually use our models and say, this is what we want, you have to stick to these tolerances, so that when it goes into production, it represents what was initially made. And you're more than welcome, if you can reach it, you can touch it. So if you guys want to touch the clays or touch the foam or anything like that, feel free. Yes.
What's the model of that?
So this is the, from people have been telling me, because a lot of times it's kind of hard for me to say this is this, because this might be one of 15 iterations and it might have changed to something else. So from what a lot of people are coming up, because this might be a combination of different vehicles, from what people have been telling me, I've had a couple car nuts come through and they say this is the GT3 stock car racing vehicle. So this is not a street legal car, it's for the racing edition. Like this one here, no idea what that's for. This was somebody, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we see that go from sketching. This might have been someone's sketch. They wanted to bring it to life, and they wanted to see, oh, is this going to be feasible? Is this design shape going to be feasible, and things like that? And then they go, no, it's not. We're going to move on to something else.
Are you going to work in this building?
Yes, I actually do work in this building. I'm actually with Zach here. I'm actually in the trim shop. So we actually had first-hand experience with these bucks. So when you talk about iterations, we did 3 different bucks of this. So we had 3 different color schemes, everything was painted differently, and those go off and kind of people decide, do we like this, did we not like this, was it well received, things like that. So like I was saying, is you never know what's inside of them, and we kind of decide how it's built. So this has been all 3D printed, so it's all individual pieces. So this was finished. Yep. So this is 3D printed, and then this was sent over to our paint shop, and then they would paint this up. This is, so even individual pieces like this is all 3D printed pieces.
That's the finish.
Yep, this is a finish. So I work closely, so I'm actually one of the leads in the trim shop. So I work closely with the digital teams, and they say, like when I was talking about our tolerances, we need to know everything up front, what's going to be going on this. If this is paint, they can do it 1-to-1. So it doesn't have to be backed off from materials, nothing has to be taken away from the physical model for this. This, we have to know the thickness of our material. When you sew something together, there's salvages underneath here. There's extra material underneath this. Or sometimes this is very hard. Some people, they want, in your actual car. Now, if this was going to an inside-outside model, they would go, we want this to be soft. We want it to be more realistic. Like if somebody puts their elbow on it, we want it to be cushioned just like it was in the car. So we'll take this data, we'll modify it to have those pockets in it that has that extra foam and that extra cushion inside
Where
the
do
seat.
they do the sewing?
Yep. So I'm part of the team that does all the sewing and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yes.
My mom used to be a sewing machine operator.
Oh,
years
okay.
For Ford.
Yep.
Over at the Ryan plant, the trim plant.
Oh,
Ryan.
cool. But yeah, so then we determine how everything goes together. You know, they just want it to look the part. It's up to us to figure out how to do it. So I like it because we kind of make their visions all come to life.
Wow.
Are you guys replacing the pilot plant?
No, we're replacing
It's a big foam block is what it is.
we're replacing the the PDC. So the building that's currently here, they're basically knocking that down, and as people move in, they're knocking more of the building down.
Is there anything?
What's that?
The land.
The land at Rouge.
No, we had nothing to do with them.
Is there anything that you can do in this building that you couldn't in your previous factories?
No, not really. If anything, we can do more in here.
Absolutely.
Because as we've had the move over, we've kind of we've made room for new technology, and also as we moved over, we've been holding off on getting some of that technology because we didn't want to buy it, put it in that building, and then just have to move it over. So we had things lined up. So when we get in this building, we have new technology, and we can create better models.
So this is all functioning now?
Yes, I'd say 95% functioning. The only reason we wouldn't be because of there's outlets here and different things like that things were missed, or ventilation, or different things
The
that
last minute things.
yeah, absolutely. But we got a great union team that does that stuff. So we just call them up and say, hey, we need to get this fixed and things like that. And they're definitely on top of things.
So, like around the building. So many things, right? So she's loving it. That's cool. Yes. So that's where Dana graduated from. Oh, okay. And his wife, she graduated
Huh?
yeah. She'll like it. Yes. Her boss. No, I don't even know.
Las variantes de los
Legal. É um carro, você viu?
Aqui é como se fosse o vento passando no carro.